And we're back for our daily MLB Best Bets here on the channel for July 30th. Gotta be better today. Yesterday was just brutal. Shout out to Tommy Pham, though, cashing against Unk Justin Verlander. Other than that, though, not a great day yesterday here on the channel. We're gonna be better today, and we are keeping it simple today, all right? 5 teams, 5 bets. I'm staying away from the player props today. I'm going to stay away from nerfies. Tomorrow, we're going to go back to normal, okay? We're going to be bringing back nerfies tomorrow. Going to be bringing back player props tomorrow. It's going to be like we normally do on the channel. Actually, there's only 3 games tomorrow on the MLB. We're still going to do 5 bets. You'll see the format. Regardless, though, we are going to just go 5 teams today, and we are going to attempt to sweep the board, okay? I put in the work today, all right, and I've crunched the numbers, all right? These are the 5 best teams to bet on today. Okay, before we get into the video, folks, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for some more daily MLB Best Bets here on the channel. NFL predictions, college football predictions, college basketball, NBA coming up later in the year. Greedo plays MMA, linked in the description down below. PFL predictions, UFC predictions. Go make sure to check out both those videos, again, linked in the description down below. And go subscribe to Greedo Plays MMA as well. Okay, on to the first of our 5 best bets. All these bets will be time-stamped in the description down below with the no graphics. Tomorrow, we will have graphics back up. We'll be back in the normal setup. Okay, first of 5 best bets. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results. So sign me up for the insane asylum. I'm taking the Toronto Blue Jays money line again. Yeah, I know. The Blue Jays have lost 3 in a row to the Orioles. I get it. It's been bad. I am taking them again today. Here's my thing, guys. Here's my thing. And I know the Toronto bullpen is kind of cooked right now, but hear me out. Hear me out. They can't lose 4 in a row to the Orioles. I know the Orioles have been beating up on the Blue Jays for a little bit beyond just this series. Just at a point, man, it becomes a self-respect thing. It becomes all right, you're the best team in the American League and you're doing this? Come on now. The O's are still 8 games under. The Blue Jays are still how many over? 17 over. I know yesterday we had Blue Jays money line the first game. Guys, that wasn't going that badly. Barger hits the 2-run shot. Toronto's down by 1 run, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, Baltimore's winning the game 16-4. So again, the bullpen was rough, right? It just was. You know, we got a horrendous starting effort yesterday. Don't get me started. Couldn't throw the ball over the plate in the first inning. Thanks, Easton Lucas. Regardless, though, Charlie Morton picks up the victory. Morton didn't have his best stuff, and the Blue Jays proceeded to leave everybody on base. But you know, it's okay. It's okay, because today's a new day, yes it is, and the Toronto Blue Jays are going to win this baseball game. Pitching matchup is Jose Berrios versus Dean Kramer. I think we're okay here, guys. I truly believe Jose Berrios is going to give us a decent night. Berrios will go 6 innings. He'll give up a couple runs depending on the start, but the ERA of the season is 3.83. Kramer's ERA, I understand he has been doing better as of late, don't get me wrong. The ERA, though, for him this year is 4.23. Kramer's coming off a start against the Colorado Rockies. Game's not even in Denver. Dean Kramer goes 6 innings, 6 hits, 5 runs. You know, I mean, I just think it's a very doable spot here for the Toronto Blue Jays. I know Kramer had 2 really good starts back-to-back prior to that Rocky start against the Miami Marlins and in Tampa against the Tampa Bay Rays. I still believe in the Blue Jays lineup. I just do. Again, I think they had the second game. It is what it is. I mean, Bo Bichette proceeded to swing at a ball, you know, above his head to end the game. Why? I don't know. You wouldn't know that guy leads all of Major League Baseball in hits by that last swing attempt to lose the game in the top of the 9th yesterday. But it's a team that ultimately in the first game, I know got away from them. They ended up losing by 12 runs. Guys, they're in that game through the first 6 innings. They are. And, you know, the Blue Jays don't capitalize on opportunity in the top half of the 6th inning, or I believe it was the 6th where it all came crashing down. But, you know, it really hurt inside because in the bottom half of the 6th inning, right, it just all started to unravel for Baltimore, or at least Baltimore scoring on Toronto. I think they're going to be better in this spot. Again, Dean Kramer is nothing special. I still believe in the Blue Jays lineup. I don't believe George Springer is going to be... I don't know what capacity George Springer is going to be playing. I don't, right? Yeah, we'll see. Because Springer did not play either of the games yesterday. I hope he would go today. I can't bank on that. Regardless, I still do like the Toronto Blue Jays. Again, it comes to a point, guys. You've lost 4 in a row in total. You've lost 3 in a row to the Baltimore Orioles. It is hard to beat a baseball team 4 times in a row. It just is. And it's not like the Orioles are on just a different level. I mean, yes, the better team this season is the Toronto Blue Jays. Again, are they going to win the American League East? I don't know with the way they're playing right now. But look at the Yankees, right? It's a toss-up, honestly, at this point. It is hard to beat a team 4 times in a row, let alone beat a team that is first place in the whole American League 4 times in a row. I'm just going to play the numbers here, and I'm going to take the Toronto Blue Jays to go on the road and beat the Baltimore Orioles. I get it, Baltimore's hitting the ball well right now. Jackson Holliday, Gunnar Henderson, Adley Rutschman, Ryan O'Hearn. I completely understand that. I'm still going to side with Vladdy and Bo Bichette and the Toronto Blue Jays to get things done. Again, show some damn self-respect. You're better than this. You cannot let the O's beat you 4 times in a row. Go out there and get it done to kick off the day. Either we're gonna be pumped to start the morning, or it's just we're gonna watch Easton Lucas, or I guess in this case Jose Barrios, give up, load the bases to start the day 10 minutes into our outing. Now I think we're gonna be fine. Okay, Toronto Blue Jays money line on the road against the Baltimore Orioles -110. Second best bet of the video, let's go to our daily Washington Nationals best bet. I know, again, we are repeating the first 2 bets of yesterday, but hear me out, guys, hear me out. Okay, the Nationals have to win today, all right? Not just because I say so. Guys, in the pitching matchups, Mackenzie Gore, Ryan Gusto. Come on, man. Like, if we don't win this game, and the Nationals, here's the thing. I swear, I'm cursed taking the Nationals. +1.5 the other day hit for us, right? Shout out to, again, the Framber Valdez Brad Lord day. Now the Nats actually ended up winning that game outright. But I feel like whenever I pick against the Nationals, I get pissed off and just say, oh, whatever, the Nats are going to lose, they're going to get killed. Or when I actually back the Nats, it doesn't go our way. I'm here to say I'm going to take the Nats to win today, for a couple reasons. Okay, first of which, yesterday's game, it is what it is. Mike Soroka, I guess, salvaged his start. I'll be honest with you, like, I have nothing but respect for Michael Soroka. I wish him nothing but the best in his future endeavors. I'm kind of glad to see him go, okay? Just because, like, it's a 1-year deal. We knew we weren't extending Soroka. Soroka's future in the MLB is just in the bullpen. Let's be honest, that's where championship contenders or playoff teams are going to want Soroka, and obviously we expect Soroka to get moved in the very near future. I mean, within the next 24 hours, him and Kyle Finnegan and potentially Mackenzie Gore as well. But here's the thing, we don't have to deal with Mike Soroka today, who didn't pitch a horrible game, but Soroka only going 3 2/3 innings allows for this bullpen to come in, and I like Andre Lara, but I mean, my goodness, I mean, Lara is just not an MLB pitcher. We are just very weak as a whole in the pen, and that's where Mackenzie Gore comes through. Now, here's the problem, guys, and I realize this problem as well. I'm still going to take the Nationals, but this is a problem that has come up for me. How deep into this game is Mackenzie Gore going to go? Because it comes to a point, it's in the back of the Nationals' mind that, okay, we've got a guy who is a major trade piece, ultimately, arguably the biggest trade piece available at the deadline. I know Eugenio Suarez is there, but I guess pitching piece? No, I would argue, nah, Gore's the biggest piece at the deadline that's, like, legitimately, like, probably going to get traded. Because, I mean, like, oh, you could say, oh, Eugenio Suarez. There's no control in Suarez. Mackenzie Gore is an all-star pitcher at 26 years of age with multiple years of control left. I mean, this is probably the biggest get right now at the deadline, which, why is it, every deadline, the Nationals have, oh, they're the biggest team, oh, they're going to sell the most. I'm so sick of it. Anyways, the Nationals lose yesterday, by the way, 19 games under 500. It's great. Okay, Gore, if there's ever a guy, though, that's going to extend the Nationals deep into a game as a starting pitcher, it's going to be Mackenzie Gore. I am a little bit concerned, right, if Gore goes a good 5 innings, good 6 innings, the Nats say, okay, bam, we got our trade value. Like, I mean, there's not a better way for him to go out than right now. We kept his pitch count somewhat low. Like, say Mackenzie Gore, who I understand can be extremely inefficient with his pitches, extremely bad sometimes, but if Mackenzie goes 5, 6 innings, gives up 1-0 runs, the Nats just might say, okay, 70 pitches, 80 pitches, get him out of here. Don't push him. Don't give him another inning. We need to maximize and capitalize on all this potential trade value we can get on this guy, which is a damn sad way of going about your business, but that's how we do things here in the nation's capital. Regardless, though, I do believe Mackenzie Gore is going to be all right. Guys, Mackenzie Gore had a bad start in his last outing against the Minnesota Twins. It was horrible. Ultimately, though, he went 5 innings, 1 hit, 1 run. The problem was the walks. Again, he was extremely inefficient with everything, his control, his pitch count. It was bad. It was all around bad stuff, but what does he do? He works around it and still only gives up 1 run. Now, his team ultimately loses the game 1-0 because the Nationals are just a disgrace when Mackenzie Gore pitches. But guys, if the Nationals, like, it just makes sense for the Nats to win this game, right? If this is the last start of Mackenzie Gore in DC, we gotta go out and get him a victory. I'm not just taking the Nats, though, because, oh, it's a fairy tale ending, it's a storybook ending, Mackenzie's about to leave. Ryan Gusto is going for the Houston Astros. Guys, the pitcher out of Santa Rosa, California is not good. 5.18 ERA. Nobody's telling me Gusto is good, and I get it. I went after Zebby Matthews a lot last week. I understand Zebby Matthews is young. He's got all the potential and all the makings to be a really good starting pitcher in the major leagues. I don't see it with Ryan Gusto. I know he's only 26. He's the same age as Gore. He's only, I believe, a couple days or a couple weeks younger than Mackenzie Gore. I just don't see it with Gusto. His last start against the Athletics, at home in Houston, 3 1/3 innings, 8 hits, 8 runs. It's not like he's walking guys around the bases. He just leaves a lot of stuff to be hit. We just need the Nats bats to capitalize today. So CJ Abrams, who had 3 hits yesterday, who was phenomenal yesterday for the Washington Nationals. How that guy wasn't an all-star, I don't know. It was a shame. Don't get me started. Francisco Lindor. Guys, you see the way Francisco Lindor is playing? I mean, I was at the game yesterday in San Diego. Lindor is doing nothing. All right, but CJ Abrams is not an all-star and Lindor is. I know it's well past at this point, but don't get me started on that. I think we need Abrams to come through. James Wood's ice cold, but eventually he's going to have to break that, right? Josh Bell's still here. Nathaniel Lowe's still here. I just think the Nats are going to be able to hop on Gusto or jump all over Gusto is what I'm looking for here. And I do believe they're able to win the baseball game. Real quickly, I'm going to go over a Mackenzie Gore topic just because, again, it is relevant. If you don't want to hear about Mackenzie Gore's trade value, skip ahead 2.5 minutes, okay? Here's the thing with Mackenzie Gore, right? Do I think it's Mackenzie Gore's last start with the Nats? I'm really 50-50. Because honestly, I just don't know. We will see. But from what we have heard, every team essentially has called about Mackenzie Gore in the MLB. John Heyman tweeted yesterday that every contender has at least talked and expressed their interest to Mike DeBartolo and the Washington Nationals that they want this, ace of sorts in Mackenzie Gore on their roster, which makes sense. And I think the Nationals are playing this right because essentially you can drive the price even higher by fielding calls, obviously, from every single team. It's what they did in the Juan Soto situation. In the Juan Soto situation, I get a different regime, but DeBartolo's been around for a while. He was under Rizzo for a little bit, so I think he's going to be doing the same thing that we did with Soto. Basically tell teams that Gore is not available and basically put out there you have to be completely blown away by the offer if you're going to trade Gore, which is the same thing with Soto. And obviously, when the Padres offered McKenzie, offered Wood, offered Abrams, and offered Jarlin Susana and Luke Voit, the Nationals were blown away by the deal and they took it. I think, again, they are using essentially Chicago, I would think, as leverage. Like, okay, this is the base offer we can get. Again, which prospects are in that Cubs deal, I don't know. But I do believe the Nationals are using that Chicago deal as leverage for the rest of the league and saying, okay, this is borderline at the lowest we're getting from Mackenzie Gore. We're not trading our ace unless we get value we can't turn down. And hopefully that drives up the price like crazy. I'm looking at Toronto. I'm looking at, again, Chicago still. I'm looking at the Yankees, maybe. I don't know. There are teams that I do believe should be in the running here. And we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. But I would expect Gore to be traded, I think. Regardless, this could be the last start, so I hope the Nationals make the most of it. I do believe they're going to win today, but we will see. Again, all we know is that every single team in the majors, at least contending teams, are expressing interest in Mackenzie Gore, which just feels like something that we talk about every year. I mean, I witnessed this with Trey Turner, Juan Soto, and here's Mackenzie Gore. Oh, I can't wait till next year. We're having the same conversation about CJ Abrams. And the year after, we're having the same conversation about James Wood. All right, on to our third best bet of the video. Let's go to Oracle Park in San Francisco, California. Maybe I'll take the Giants today. No, we don't take the Giants. The Giants suck. Another loss to the Pittsburgh Pirates. I mean, I would laugh, but we didn't have a good day in our own right yesterday. But shout out to, again, Unk Tommy Pham for coming through against the other Unk, Justin Verlander, and cashing the over 1.5 total bases. Hell, he had 3 in the first 4 innings of the baseball game. So shout out to Tommy Pham. We are taking the plus 1.5 today in San Francisco for the Pittsburgh Pirates. So they don't even need to beat the Giants, even though I think they probably will. But we're going to give ourselves a run allowance here. And here's why. Logan Webb is pitching for the Pirates. We have faded Logan Webb recently for good reason. Guys, Logan Webb's stuff has been really bad recently for the Giants. Watching that Toronto start, watching the start he had prior to the one in Canada against the Los Angeles Dodgers, and in his last start as well against the New York Metropolitans, Logan Webb's been hit really hard. He just has. He's given up more hits than he has at any point into the season. Really, since the month of July started, like even in that start in Sacramento against the A's, he managed and got out of a lot of jams. The A's still had 7 hits in 6 innings against Logan Webb, and that's just uncharacteristic for one of the best pitchers in the National League, at least going into the season and throughout the first half of the season, and an all-star as well in the National League. Logan Webb hasn't been good recently. Again, look at those stat lines of the last 3 starts he's had. Again, I detailed the A's one, but then we can go to the Dodgers game, and I get it, it's the Dodgers, but still, 5 innings, 6 hits, 6 runs. Yikes. Blue Jays in Toronto, 6 innings, 11 hits, 4 runs. Mets last start was horrible, 4 innings, 8 hits, 6 runs. And on top of that, it's not like teams are dinking and diming their way around Logan Webb and, oh, stuff's just falling. No, he's getting brutalized out there. Teams are smashing the baseball against Logan Webb. And normally, I would say, oh, well, the Pittsburgh Pirates, this is a get-right spot for Logan Webb. While it might be, look how the Giants have played against the Pirates so far, and honestly, look how the Pittsburgh Pirates have been playing, not just in the San Francisco series, but throughout the course of the last week. The Pirates are actually playing really good baseball. Now, do I wish this was Logan Webb versus Paul Skeens today? 100%. But it's fine, because then the odds would probably be even, and I would love it for the Pittsburgh Pirates even more. But guys, Pittsburgh has won 7 out of their last 8 games. And they have covered plus 1.5 in their last 8 games. The one game they lost to the Arizona Diamondbacks, it was 1-0. So they've covered this line in their last 8 through the Tiger series, through the D-back series, and so far in the first 2 games against the Giants. Runs will always be at a premium for the Pirates. And it doesn't matter who's pitching. Again, runs are going to be tough to come by. They beat Unk yesterday and Justin Verlander. JV did get the no decision, but what happens for Pittsburgh in that game? It's a 1-1 game until the 8th inning, but in the 8th, Joey Bart, the former Giant, comes through. Peguero comes through with the fielder's choice, I believe. Knocks in a run. Peguero hit the home run in the 5th as well. Pirates win the game 3-1. Giants hopped out in front first with the Willy Adames solo fly, but again, Pittsburgh scores 3 unanswered, and the Giants are now 500. They should sell at the deadline. They're not going to because they're too stubborn, but I hope they do, just because I want those tickets to be even cheaper, because the Nats are coming to town in a couple weeks, actually in a week. Can't wait to see Dylan Cruz in person. Anyways, I think the Pirates win today. I'm not going to take that, but I am going to go Pirates spread here, a run line. Bullpen should be somewhat rested. They only had to use Ashcraft and Santana out the pen, so Bednar should be available, assuming he hasn't been traded yet, and that's the problem with the Pirates. Where like Tommy Pham could get traded, Bednar could get traded. They're not going to get rid of Clutch. I don't think they're really taking offers for Reynolds, so really just be Pham probably. Maybe Horowitz? I don't think any team's going to call on Horowitz. It's Pham, it's Santana, and Bednar. I think we're going to be fine. If I had to guess, guys, tomorrow, a lot of the trades are going to happen after teams play because there's 3 games tomorrow on Thursday. And obviously the deadline's midday tomorrow. So I feel like a lot of trades will be made after the games are played today. So I would expect things to be fine with the Nats, fine with the Pirates after the games, though. You know, it's getaway day for a reason, right? When they're on the team playing back, then that's when I expect trades to happen. Obviously, there's going to be some, but the big trades, like a potential Mackenzie Gore, like hell at David Bednar, who's going to be a huge asset, those guys, I believe, are going to go after their games. Anyways, I'm going to take the Pirates here. I know Logan Webb's been good, but guys, he's been good all year long. Logan Webb recently, though, he's been giving up such hard contact. I know the Pirates might not always take advantage of that, but they've got guys, though, like McCutcheon's been hitting the ball recently. Brian Reynolds, it is what it is. Nick Gonzalez hitting the ball right. Tommy Pham's been great. O'Neal Cruz, we know how he blasts the baseball. I don't mind this at all for the Pirates. And again, we are getting a run today. Plus 1.5. I'm going to take this. Pitching for the Pirates, it's going to be Mike Burrows today. That's all right. You know, I'm not blown away by what Burrows has, but 4.15 ERA, he's serviceable. Last start against the Arizona Diamondbacks, and that's a good baseball team. Well, sometimes they can be, hitting-wise. Burrows goes 6 innings, 3 hits, 0 runs. Sign me up for this. Give me the Pittsburgh Pirates plus 1.5 here at Oracle Park in San Francisco. Again, we are on the pathway to 5-0 today. Let's hope. Knock on wood. Give me Pirates plus 1.5 in San Francisco at Oracle Park against the Giants. Our 4th best bet of the video is another money line. Obviously, we are going straight money lines today. And if we are going to go back to the normal setup tomorrow, again, we just had to make some adjustments today. These are the bets I felt the best about. Nerfy and player prop returning tomorrow. Our 4th best bet of the video is Miami Marlins money line in St. Louis. I'm taking an underdog here. Hear me out. It makes sense. The Marlins are still one of the hottest teams in baseball. They are. I don't care. They've split so far in this series with St. Louis. Oh, they lost 2 games in a row at one point. The Fish are still 4 games under. And the Fish now can get to 3 games under if they win this series against another team who is well within the National League wild card hunt in the St. Louis Cardinals. And you may look at the starting pitchers and say, oh, Cal Quantrill, his ERA's 5. He's not very good. And while that might be true, Cal Quantrill's last 2 starts have been really good. 11 innings, he's given up 1 run. Against the Royals, Quantrill goes 6 innings, 2 hits, 0 runs. Against the Brewers on the road in Milwaukee, Quantrill goes 5 innings, 3 hits, 1 run. We had Marlins spread in that game. He's been solid in his last 2 starts. Who's starting for the St. Louis Cardinals? Miles Mikolas, who I understand pitched a really good game against the San Diego Padres. That's a fake performance. Nobody's telling me otherwise. And he pitched well against the Nationals. Well, you know what the Nationals can do some nights. Not today, though, because Ryan Gusto, we're totally not going to make Ryan Gusto look like he's Greg Maddux today, all right? We're not doing it. We're not playing games today in Houston, all right? We're winning a series. Anyways, guys, Miles Mikolas, he will have nights where he will just get by. Now, okay, here's the thing. It's not like Miles Mikolas is going to be dominant. He's not going to strike 6 guys out unless he's playing the Nationals. Like that Padres start, it's a little bit luck-based, let's just be honest. He's a pitch-to-contact guy in this point of his career, right? Mikolas is 36. He's pitching to contact. And guys, unfortunately for San Diego in that game against St. Louis, just got themselves out. And the Padres were not hitting the ball well, at least early in that series. Obviously, that was the series with the big, Machado gets hit by a pitch, benches clear and whatnot. Mikolas in 5 innings gave up 7 hits and 7 hits, 0 runs, and 1 strikeout. Again, that is the definition of a pitch-to-contact start. He just got lucky. The Fish have got guys, man. I keep singing the praises of Agustin Ramirez all year long. That dude hammers the baseball, man. He just does. I like Agustin Ramirez. Jesus Sanchez has not been traded yet. Xavier Edwards is a .295 hitter. And how can I forget about the all-star of the season for the Miami Marlins, a guy who is not appreciated enough in the sport right now, Kyle Stowers, who's batting .302. Stowers is an absolute dog. He's honestly hitting like one of the best hitters in baseball. And guys, this might be an uncomfortable conversation to have right now. If I'm voting for most valuable player in the National League, I don't think I'm giving him my first place vote, but Kyle Stowers is getting a vote for me for most valuable player. I'm not joking. He is. Real quick, I'm going to look at the FanDuel odds. I don't think Kyle Stowers is probably in the top 10, but if I'm voting for most valuable player, for me, yeah, Kyle Stowers, I can't even view they don't even have the MVP odds up right now. Yeah, Kyle Stowers is in my top 3, arguably. Ohtani's in there. Stowers is in there. I don't even know who else. I mean, Kyle Schwarber's getting some momentum for MVP. That's neither here or there. Stowers has been that good. And oh, by the way, yesterday, the Cardinals scored 0 runs. Sandy Alcantara pitched, who has been a mixed bag. Cal Quantrill's been good in his last start. I'm going to side with him. Give me the Miami Marlins to get things done in St. Louis and win. Plus 120 on the money line. Give us the dogs. Give me the Fish. Miami gets it done on the road. Our final best bet of the video is another money line again. We are staying with it. We're going with the Texas Rangers to win on the road in Los Angeles, California, or Anaheim, California, against the Los Angeles Angels. The Rangers are minus 135, so they are a favorite here. This seems like a no-brainer to me. We have kind of been keeping track recently of the Rangers and their recent success in that race currently in the American League West, with the Astros winning yesterday, the Mariners losing yesterday, and the Rangers losing yesterday. Houston's lead is back up to 4 games. Mariners obviously trail them by 4, Texas by 5, and I guess those Halos are 8 games back as well. I don't think the Rangers get swept against the Angels. And it's more than that, it is. But that's the first thing that comes to mind, okay? Let's think about how much momentum Texas had coming into this series. And I talked about it the other day. I was like, oh, well, Texas is 6 over. They're only 2-3 games out the playoffs, or out the division, actually. They're right in the thick of things in the wild card race. I was expecting big stuff out of them in this Anaheim series. They've lost the first 2. Everything to me in this 3rd game of this set really favors them. For one pitching matchup, Nathan Eovaldi versus Jose Soriano. Jose Soriano will look good in times. He will also have games where you will know pretty early within the first 2 innings. It's just not Jose Soriano's night. I'm hoping that's one of those nights tonight. If not, Nathan Eovaldi is still one of the best pitchers in baseball. He just doesn't get the credit he deserves because he's 35 years of age. Nathan Eovaldi, guys, has not given up more than 1 run in a start since June. Okay, in the month of July, Nathan Eovaldi's ERA is .38. That is 23 2/3 innings. That is 15 hits and 1 earned run. Eovaldi has just been that good, and the Texas Rangers have won every single game that Nathan Eovaldi has pitched so far in this series, or in this month. Okay, on top of that as well, the bullpen for Anaheim. The Angels have used a lot of their bullpen throughout this series so far against the Rangers, and honestly, the biggest piece towards that, we know again, Ben Joyce has been out for the year for a while, but their closer this year, Kenley Jansen, has pitched the first 2 games of this series. I highly doubt that Kenley Jansen will go a 3rd straight game. So once we see that, and once the Angels, I'm not saying they're going to get into a safe situation, but if they're in a spot where this game is tight late, say it's 3-3, because that sounds like a Rangers-Angels score late. If it's 3-3, well, Kenley Jansen can't come out, who I know, again, Kenley hasn't been the model of consistency of the season, but obviously through the first 2 games of the series, he's notched both saves. He's been good enough. We don't have to deal with Kenley Jansen today. Again, all around it is really like the spot. I know the Rangers' bats are extremely spotty. We've detailed that so many times this season. They scored 5 yesterday. They scored 4 on Monday, but ultimately, right, that wasn't enough. Angels win 8-5 yesterday. Angels win 6-4 the day before. I think it's going to be okay. I know the Angels lineup has been really good, but again, we get Nathan Eovaldi, who does not get talked about for being one of the best pitchers in baseball, and it 100% can be a product of his injuries. So far, so good, right? Eovaldi has been injured already this year, had a whole month off in between, really basically the entire month of June up until the 27th he was injured. But from that start going on, I know that first start against the Mariners wasn't good and we had Rangers money line that day, but throughout the month of July, Nathan Eovaldi has been really solid. Again, I mentioned it earlier, 0.38 ERA for Nathan Eovaldi. I will definitely take that all the time. So I'm going to side with that personally. It's minus 135. Pitching for, again, Anaheim is going to be Jose Soriano. He was really good to start the season. Right now it is just a mixed bag. His last 2 starts have not been horrible though, don't get me wrong. Picked up victories against both the Philadelphia Phillies and the Seattle Mariners. Well, at least his team did. Against Philadelphia, Soriano goes 7 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs. Against Seattle, he goes 6 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs. Again, that's very good for Jose Soriano. That is more than serviceable for the righty out of Anaheim. However, I do believe that the Rangers should be able to get to him. I'm not going to tell you they're going to get to him in droves, obviously, because it's the Rangers. But I do think, again, there is some positives brewing for Texas right now. Wyatt Langford yesterday goes 3 for 5. Marcus Semien goes 2 for 5. Kyle Higashioka goes 3 for 4. I don't know if I can really give you too many positives on, an Adolis Garcia or a Jock Peterson. I kind of forgot Jock was still around, who's batting 122 this year. Oh my goodness. But again, I just think they're able to scrape across runs tonight. And really, the way to beat the Los Angeles Angels is you gotta get going on their bullpen, because their bullpen is bad for the most part. And you take away their closer and arguably their best guy other than Reed Detmers out of the bullpen. And Reed Detmers pitched yesterday, by the way. So the Angels, again, they've used their guys. Detmers pitched yesterday. He probably can go again. We'll see. But Detmers is arguably their best guy. Kenley's ERA is 2.93 quietly this season. Kenley's not pitching today. He's already pitched back-to-back nights. We'll see how much they get out of Detmers today. So again, you get to that Angels bullpen and you hold them offensively. We know, again, the firepower the Angels have in the lineup with Zach Neto, with Taylor Ward, with Joe Adell, and obviously with Mike Trout and Nolan Schanuel as well. But if you can shut them down again with your starter, be it Nathan Eovaldi tonight, I do think the Rangers are going to see a lot of success. So give me Texas Rangers money line to close the night, minus 135 for Texas and Anaheim at Angel Stadium. So folks, thank y'all for watching our MLB Best Bets here for July 30th. If you have not yet though, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for more. Make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy the video. Make sure to comment if you do disagree with any of the picks. Folks, thank y'all for watching, and Mamba forever.